Wait a minute, Carl. That means you're my father.
Oh, if you're wondering where I'll be, it'll probably be Tim Hortons. Ever since we left Amorphous, it's been calling me name.
Wait a minute, is that Solta?
Ah, right, I forgot. I'm not supposed to be here.
Even as I pass away, at least I can rest in peace knowing that at least I didn't burn that place to the ground!
My daughter died for your sake, and this is how you repay her generosity?
Ignoramus, what have you done? This was not erected to prevent you from getting in, but to prevent him from getting out.
When the game faded back in, these were the only things on screen. An unnamed board with only one level type, and only one kaiju to play through it with. To say I'm feeling afraid would be quite an understatement. If what Ranagan said is true, then it's very likely that the beast contained in the gate is in that level type. But I can't back down now. For the sake of Lether, Exaltan, Adia, Salak, Irasabin, Avarisarg, and Slimura, I have to finish this story. No matter what. As it turns out, the level type was actually a boss fight. Strangely, there's nobody here, but I feel like that won't last for long. Zoinks. It looks like I was right.
Guess who, bitches?
As soon as I heard those words, I immediately felt inches away from a heart attack. This unknown creature has finally made its presence known, and worst of all, it doesn't seem friendly.
Why so tense, you cowardly piece of shit? If I come out of the shadows, what then put your mind at ease?
Holy fuck. If I wasn't close to having a heart attack a couple of seconds ago, then I'm certainly close now. And in this moment of shock, I also had a feeling of clarity wash over me. The statues being built in Turacre weren't of Red, but of whoever this is. Out of pure curiosity and a burning urge for the truth, I asked this thing about Red, and this was their response.
Boo, is this some sort of human trick you're putting right now? I mean, I'm similarly named after a color, but I have no idea about whoever this Red you're talking about is.
Well, that went nowhere.
You know, I think I've officially become tired of listening to your voice. Let's begin fighting before I have to hear another syllable escape your lips.
Damn, the fight has only just started and already Green appears to be playing dirty. As soon as I took one step forward to attack him, he immediately extended his arm in this attack that took away one of my health bars. I suppose my knowledge of Red's moveset will be completely useless in this fight, as Green seems to have a different fighting style than the Crimson Freak. Thankfully, his next attack where he vomits these blocks is a lot easier to handle. He always takes a second to cough up one block, so reacting is fairly simple. It doesn't have its own issues, though, as the little pieces of debris that are scattered can be hard to dodge. They do very little damage and don't have knockback, but they're still annoying to deal with. I decided to wait for the perfect opportunity to use a heat beam, and upon using it, it took out a decent chunk of Green's health. However, he seems to have transformed into his flying form in the process, so I'm starting to have second thoughts on whether this really was the right time. Holy shit, it absolutely wasn't. Not only has this attack eaten almost half of my health, but I think I'm starting to understand how Zack felt when he was feeling physically hurt by Red's attacks. Thankfully, the fight's timer had run out, sending me back to the board. I wanted to take this time to email Zachary about what's going on, but for some odd reason, I just couldn't. Every step I took felt like my feet weighed 1,000 pounds, and when I touched almost anything that wasn't my controller, my entire body flared up, as if all my flesh and bones were on fire.
Nice try. Now, I'm not letting you go anywhere or letting you talk to anyone else till we're finished beating the shit out of each other. Don't worry about taking screenshots and documenting your stupid thoughts. Oh, I'll even help with the screenshots, as it's not like people are gonna believe your inane ramblings anyway.
God fucking damn it, this feels like a nightmare. I guess there really is nothing else I can do but re-enter the fight. Re-entering the fight, Green was still in his flying form at the top of the screen. I'm going to guess he's preparing an attack up there. And it seems my guess was correct as he started. Hopefully not vomiting these balls of acid down on me, which split into smaller acid balls once they hit the ground. He also came back down to kick this spiky ball at me, but I artfully dodged it due to pure guesswork that he would use some kind of follow-up attack. Now he's transformed into his aquatic form, and is suddenly doing nothing.
Wait, shit, there's nothing for me to swim in.
Well, might as well take advantage of this newfound vulnerability. Hey, if Green's going to go for cheap shots, I might as well too. Damn it, I should have known it wouldn't last. He's got a tight hold on Godzilla, and I think I can even feel the pain of Green's slimy claws stabbing me.
Looks like this is the end. Duchang Canoe. Any last words before the world is cleansed of your miserable existence?
In this moment of panic, I decided to ask Green about where he came from, and how he came across Warlock and Ranigan. Even if I die, at least I can die knowing the truth.
How if I know? I just woke up one day and wanted to kill people, and while I don't know much about those two monochrome freaks, what I do know is that they did a shitty job of containing me. Specifically, they had to rely on brain deaths and demons to keep me in here, which ended up doing more harm than good.
Damn. That was honestly disappointingly simple. Perhaps I should have chosen my last words more carefully. Goodbye, cruel world.
Into the mouth, and through the gums.
Watch out, Green, because here I come.
Holy fuck. Solomon saved my life. I don't know how or why, but he saved my life.
Ah, that binds. Who the fuck are you?
That's none of your business, Steakhead. Sorry it took me so long to get here, player. Traffic's nuts when everyone's panicking for their lives.
I told him that it was no big deal, and that he couldn't have arrived at a better time. As weird as it is to say, having Solomon around felt like the comfort of an old friend, and in this moment I felt my confidence rise.
Hey, you two, don't think I'm washed yet now that you burned my wings off. I've still got one last trick up my sleeve, and it's about time you've seen it.
I was shortly kicked back to the board after that happened. Solomon's on the board too, so I suppose he's a part of my team now.
Wait, player, we need to talk before you make your next move.
I was about to re-enter the fight, but Solomon interjected with this. For the sake of better flow, I'll be describing exactly what I said in this conversation rather than just I said this or I decided to tell him that. What's the problem?
I wanted us to talk about our plan of attack on Green, since it's quite obvious that he's transformed into some kind of final form. It'd be way too reckless to just rush in without some kind of thought-out strategy.
Isn't that what Zachary did, though? I respect your thoughtfulness, but
the thing is, the only reason that worked was because Zachary had Akatsu's. We don't. And believe me, I tried to convince him to come with me, but, well, to put it lightly, he kind of hates me, and said he didn't want anything to do with me. Plus, there's also the unfortunate fact that Green hasn't broken any of the game's rules, so the age-limbs are entirely out of the question.
Damn. I didn't even realize how dire this situation actually was before you told me.
Not to worry, my buddy. I happen to have an idea that could potentially mean a guaranteed victory for the both of us. Without cheating, too.
You have my attention.
This may sound a bit unorthodox, but my idea is for me and Godzilla to fuse together as one playable monster. Not only will our powers combined be enough to almost completely counteract Green, but since Godzilla seems to have the strongest link with you, well, I dunno. I just think there's something there to be said about being perfectly in sync.
Huh. I suppose I can't deny how that is, in fact, an unorthodox idea, but if we need to do something big, and we need to do it now in order to defeat green, then I'm up for giving it a go.
Alright. I shall begin the process now. And, Carl, was it?
Yes, what is it?
Thank you. For trusting me, I promise I won't let you down.
Suddenly, I'm starting to feel a lot braver than usual. Solomon must have been right about the whole sync thing, because I feel like I've adapted his bravery and fearlessness into my brain almost naturally. I think I'm finally ready to kill green and escape this nightmare once and for all. To the average person, all the stops green pulled out in this fight would seem horrifying, and even unbeatable. Some notable ones being where he would send down meteor showers at will, summoning sin demons as zombie minions, causing these painful needles to sprout from the ground, which I admit caught me off guard quite a few times, creating an acid rain of the bubbles from his previous phase, and much more. And honestly, I wouldn't blame that average player for faltering at a time like this. But the thing is, I am no average player. At least, right now. I didn't care how much damage I took, what kind of new attack green tried to throw at me, or how low on power I was. All that mattered to me was damaging green without a tinge of fear. Yes, I tried to dodge his attacks as much as I could, but at the end of the day, a lot of them were screen wipes, so it wasn't the forefront of my priorities. Looks like green caught onto my strategy too, as he sprayed all this toxic junk over the battlefield that slowly drained my health the more I was on it, but it hardly mattered to me. Later on, he even started combining his attacks together in an attempt to overwhelm me, but to no avail yet again. It seems that I'm running on very little health now.
So, you're ready to give up, Piphead?
Nope. I just needed you to let your guard down. We did it. Solomon and I defeated green. I'm not even sure what to say. Frankly, I feel extremely exhausted. I think that fusion might have drained a lot more from me than I thought.
Before you pass out from exhaustion, Carl, could I borrow a moment of your time?
Sure thing.
Good. Because what I want to tell you is very important, and something I think you really need to hear. Getting right to it, I want you to fix your life up and manage your addictions better once this game is over.
What? Why would you want that?
Carl, I can see the poor condition your room's in, as well as those 10-ton bags under your eyes.
Damn, I guess the cartridge can let you do more than just listen, haha.
Look, many people before you have gotten hooked on this game, and I bet the people after you will too. But looking at you, I can clearly see how you've let it consume you in your life, and how little you realize that.
But haven't I done a good thing by doing this? I mean, I was able to defeat the sin demons and green, so everything's okay for everyone in the game, right?
Is everything okay for you, though? Do you still have your own house? And your job to sustain said house? Look, it's selfless and even welcome to put others above yourself. You don't want to end up just like green. But if you don't take care of yourself every now and then, you'll only end up hurting a lot more than you need to.
I suppose you're right, but how am I supposed to fix all this? I messed things up pretty bad over here.
Don't worry. The fact that you're willing to fix things up means you're already halfway there. As long as you have that, you can potentially fix anything, even if it may take a long time.
Alright then. I'll give it all I've got to put my life back together, starting with my job.
That's the spirit, Carl. I wish you luck, and make sure to tell Zachary I said hi sooner or later.
Thanks, I will.
Well, Big G. What do you say we go out for drinks with your pals now that the game's over?
Think again, buttheads.
How the hell are you even talking right now? We've killed you twice by now.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, my bitch Blue. You see, I'm immortal, which means... my fucking eyes. Ugh, my head. Where am I?
Thanks again for giving this guy to us.
What?
I can imagine things could have gone a lot worse had you not.
By the way, Solomon, can you sign this poster I bought from your store? I'm a huge fan.
Sure, do you have it on you?
Sure, it's in this room over here.
You know, Mr. Godzilla, I gotta say, even though I don't particularly approve of your methods, I honestly don't think we would have been able to bag this bad egg if it weren't for your way of fighting crime. Come on over to the break room for a coffee. I could imagine you definitely needing one. Oh, and don't even bother trying to escape, Green. Unless you like getting your entire body shocked by millions of volts for hours on end, of course.
Shit. That shaman was right. Immortality really is the worst superpower.
Oh, I love snow globes.